Hello friends, welcome back, and if you are new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Today I'll be showing you a very beautiful pattern which can be used for a lady's cardigan. Now this pattern is in the multiple of 6, so I have taken 18 stitches plus 2 is the extra stitch, and along with that another 2 stitches, that is the edge stitch. So I have a total of 22 stitches, and I have already knitted 2 rows of knit and purl. Starting off with the first row, the edge stitch is slipped out, then I do 2 number of knit, yarn forward, and 4 number of purl, 3 and 4, yarn backwards, again 2 number of knit, 1 and 2, yarn forward, 4 number of purl. That's the sequence for the first row. We are going to repeat this till we are very close to the end of this row. So here I have reached the end of the row. I have 3 stitches left, so 2 is going to be the knit, and the last stitch, which is the edge stitch, that too I am going to knit. So our first row is over. Now moving on to the second row, the first stitch is slipped out. After that 2 number of purl. Now yarn backwards, 4 number of knit, 3 and 4, yarn forward, 2 number of purl. Now if you notice, we are doing a purl where we are seeing curly stitches, and if we see V stitches, it has to be a knit. So this is the sequence for the second row till we are close to the end of this row. Now here I am close to the end of the row. The last 3 stitches are left, 2 is going to be purl, and the last edge stitch is also going to be a purl. So second row is complete. Now moving on to the third row, the first edge stitch is slipped out. After that 2 number of knit and 4 number of purl. In this third row also we need to work as per the stitches that we see. That is, if there is a V, we are going to do a knit. If there are the curly stitches, we are going to do a purl. So 4 number of purl, that is the third one. This is the fourth. Yarn backwards, again 2 number of knit. This is the third row. Again 4 number of purl, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yarn backwards, 2 number of knit, 1 and 2, and the edge stitch is also going to be a knit. So this completes our third row. Moving on to the fourth row, this is also very simple. The edge stitch is slipped out. After that we are going to do 2 number of purl. Then we are working 4 number of knit, as it is a V stitch. Now yarn forward, again 2 number of purl, 1 and 2, yarn backwards, 4 number of knit, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is the sequence that is to be followed till we are very close to the end of the fourth row. Here I'll be working 2 number of purl, and the edge stitch is also going to be a purl. So our fourth row is complete. Let us move on to the fifth row. This step is to be seen properly. The first stitch is slipped out. Then we are going to take the 2 knit stitches into consideration and pass our needle through the fourth hole, counting it from top to bottom. We'll pull out a loop and then put it back in the left needle, and then we are going to knit the 2 stitches together, but the yarn will go from upwards to downwards. Now again, passing the right needle through the same hole, we pull up a loop, put it back in the left needle. Now we are going to work the 2 stitches together. Yarn goes from up downwards. Yes, that's done. Now 4 number of pearl, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now yarn backwards. Again we are going to locate the fourth hole. From top there I have identified where the hole is present. The hole we have to see is in between the two knit stitches. A loop is pulled and put back in the left needle. Now I'm going to work the 2 stitches together, but it has to be knitted from up downwards. Now again pulling up a loop from the same point and putting it back in the left needle. Now with the right needle I am going to work the 2 stitches together. So the second pattern is ready. Now again 4 number of pearl. That's done. Now again I reach the point where I have 2 number of knit. Now I will count the holes. The needle is passed through the fourth hole, a loop is pulled up and put back into the left needle. Now I will work the 2 stitches together. Yes, that's done. Now again the right needle passes through the hole. I will pull up a loop again and put it back in the left needle, and then I am going to work the 2 stitches together. Yes, now 4 number of pearl, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we'll work our last pattern. Now let's again count the hole, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Once we locate the hole, we will pass the right needle through it and pull out a loop. We have to do this process very carefully. See, and then put it back in the left needle and then work the 2 stitches together. Again the right needle is passed through the hole to pull up a loop, which is put in the left needle, and then we are going to work the 2 stitches together. Please notice the way the yarn is to be wound around the needle. So the 5th row is complete. Now let's move on to the 6th row. The first edge stitch is slipped out. Then we are going to work 1 knit, and then after that we will take 3 stitches into consideration and bring the 2 stitches at the back in front, and the first stitch is to be taken behind, and this is to be worked by keeping the needle on the front side. So the 2 stitches which were in the second and the third position is being put ahead of the first stitch. Then after that we are going to work 3 number of knit. That's the second, and this is the third knit. Now again we are going to take the 3 stitches into consideration. Now the third stitch is to be brought in front of the 2 stitches. That is, from the needle has to be taken from behind the work. So the third stitch is brought in front and it is put ahead of the 2 stitches. After that we are going to work 3 number of knit, 1, 2 and 3. Yes. Now let us continue with twisting of the stitches. We will take the 3 stitches into consideration. The last stitch is to be, the very first stitch is to take the third position, and the stitches which were in the end is to be brought ahead and is to be worked 3 number of knit. So this is done. Now again we are going to work the 3 stitches. The third stitch is to be brought in front of the 2 stitches. We have to do this process carefully so that our stitch does not slip off. Now working 3 number of knit, 1, 2 as the third one. So that is the process we have to continue. Again 3 stitches into consideration, 2 stitches we bring ahead and the first stitch is put in the third position. After that, the 3 stitches are to be knitted, 1, 2 and 3. Now again we will take the 3 stitches into consideration. The third stitch is to be brought ahead of the 2 existing stitches, that from the back side we have to work, and then we have to work a knit. Once we have to do the shifting from the front side, and after that we have to do shifting from the back side. That also is an important step to be remembered. After that we do a knit, and the edge stitch is going to be a purl. So this completes our 6th row. Now moving on to the 7th row. The first stitch we can slip it off or we can purl, and then I work 3 number of purl. Now yarn backwards, 2 number of knit, yarn forward, 4 number of purl. That is the sequence of the 7th row. Now yarn backwards, 2 number of knit, 1 and 2, yarn forward, 4 number of purl. That is the sequence. Yarn backwards, 2 number of knit. This is the 7th row. Yarn forward, 3 number of purl, 1, 2 and 3, and the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So this completes our 7th row. Moving on to the 8th row. The first stitch is either slipped off or we do a purl. After that we are going to work according to the stitches present, 3 number of knit and 2 number of purl. Again 4 number of knit and 2 number of purl. That is the sequence for the 8th row. We'll continue in the same process. Here I am doing 3 number of knit. I am quite close to the end, and then the final edge stitch is going to be a purl. So that completes our 8th row. Now this is the 9th one. 9th row is also very simple. We will work according to the stitches that are present. If there is a curly stitch, we are going to do purl, that is 4 number of purl. This is the 9th row, and 2 number of knit, 1 and 2. Again 4 number of purl, and again 2 number of knit. So, and in the end we have 3 number of purl, and the last edge stitch is going to be a knit. So this completes our 10th row. Moving on to the next row. The first stitch is slipped out, then we work 3 number of knit and then 2 number of purl. In this step also we are going to work as per the stitch that is present there. If there is a V stitch, we are going to do a knit, that is 4 number of knit, and if there are the curly stitches, we are going to do the purl. And in this particular step we have 2 number of purl and 4 number of knit. This is the sequence we need to follow till the end of the row. Now last 4 stitches left. The 3 stitches is going to be a knit, and the final edge stitch is going to be a purl. So this completes our row. Moving on to the 11th row. Now we have reached a point where we have to work the pattern again. First stitch is the edge stitch, which is slipped out, then 3 number of purl. Now we are going to pass our right needle through the 4th hole and pull up a loop and put back the loop on the left needle. Once that is put, we are going to work the 2 stitches together and do a knit. Now again the right needle is passed through the hole, and then we are going to pull up the loop in the same manner and put the loop in the left needle, and then we are going to work the 2 stitches together. So our pattern is formed. After that, we are going to work 4 number of pearl. 1, 2, 3, that's the 4th one. Now yarn backwards. Again, the right needle is passed through the 4th hole in between the 2 knit stitches, and we pull up a loop. Carefully, the loop is put back in the left needle, and then we are going to work the 2 stitches together. Yes, after that, the right needle is again passed through the hole to pull up a loop, and then it is put back in the left needle. The loop is put back. After that, we do the 2 stitches together. Then 4 number of pearl. Pattern is showing and it is already looking very pretty. Now yarn backwards. Again, the right needle is passed through the 4th hole and a loop is pulled up, and the 2 stitches are worked together. Now again, the right needle passed through the hole to pull up a loop, and the loop is put back in the left needle, and we work the 2 stitches together. Now yarn forward 3 number of pearl. Yarn backwards, that's the edge stitch. So our 11th row is complete. See how pretty the pattern is looking, and imagine a sweater or a cardigan. How beautiful it will look. Moving on to the 12th row, the first stitch I did a pearl. After that I did a knit, and now I'm going to do the twisting of the stitches by taking the 3 stitches into consideration. Now in this case, I am going to bring the 3rd stitch in the front of the 2 stitches, but it has to be done from the back side. Initially we had done from the front side, now it has to be done from the back side. Now we work 3 number of knit, 1, 2 and 3. Now again we will take the 3 stitches into consideration, and this time I am going to bring the 3rd stitch in front of the 2 stitches, but it has to be done from the front side. That means we are alternating the position of the needle for shifting. That is, once from the back and once from the front. The 3rd stitch is put ahead of the 2 stitches. Now I am going to work 3 number of knit, 1, 2 and 3. These steps are to be done carefully because sometimes the stitches get too loose, or sometimes it gets too tight and it slips out from the needle, so we have to be careful. So the stitches are put back, then I need to work 3 number of knit. But once we do it 2-3 times, we get used to it. It is not difficult as it looks to be. Now again, the 3rd stitch is going to come in the front from the front side, and the 2 stitches are going backwards. After that, we are going to work 3 number of knit. So this is the sequence we will follow till the end of the row. Now again the twisting, and this time the twisting has to be done from the back again. The 3rd stitch comes ahead of the 2 stitches, and it has to be 3 number of knit. 2 and 3. Now 3 more stitches left where the twisting has to be done. This time the stitch will come from the front side, so the 3rd stitch takes the first position. After that we are going to work 3 number of knit, 1, 2 and 3. which is followed by a knit, and then the edge stitch is going to be a pearl. Now here again, the edge stitch I did a knit. After that, what I am going to do is I am going to do 2 number of knit. See, please note that the pattern is changing. Where there was a knit, we did a purl, and where there is a purl, we are going to do a knit. After that, we do 4 number of purl. That's the third, and this is the fourth one. Yarn backwards, 2 number of knit. First it was a knit, then it was the purl section, and now it's again the knit. After that, yarn forward, 4 number of purl. Even if the pattern is not showing very much in the video, as you work along, you will see that the pattern is changing. That is, on top of the purl, we are getting the knit stitches, and in top of the knit stitches, we are going to purl. So finally, end of the row, doing 2 number of knit, and the edge stitch is also a knit. So that was the first row. Now this is the second one. Here we are going to work 4 number of knit and 2 number of purl. Where there is a curly stitch, we are going to do purl, and where there is a V stitch, we are going to do a knit. This is to be done till the end of the row. Here finally we do 2 number of purl, and the last edge stitch is also going to be a purl. Moving on to the new row, the edge stitch is slipped, and then we work 2 number of knit, then 4 number of purl. So here too, where there are the curly stitches, we are going to work purl, and where are the V stitches, we are going to work knit till we are close to the end of this row. So here 3 stitches left, the 2 stitches are going to be a knit, and the last edge stitch also I do a knit. So this row is complete. Starting the new row, we do 3 number of purl, after that 4 number of knit. Now again yarn forward, 2 number of purl, yarn backwards, 4 number of knit. Again yarn forward, 2 number of purl, the curly stitch, yarn backwards, the V stitch, 4 number of knit. Now yarn forward, 2 number of purl, and the edge stitch is also going to be a purl. Now moving on, we have reached a point where we have to pull up a loop. So the edge stitch is a knit. After that, we are going to pass a right needle through the 4th hole and pull up a loop, and put back the loop in the left needle and work the 2 stitches together. Now again, the needle is passed through the hole and the loop is pulled up, and then the 2 stitches are worked together. Please note how the yarn is being wound around the needle. After that, 4 number of purl. Then again we pull up a loop. So this is the sequence that is to be followed in this particular row. Please note how the loop is being pulled. Again the right needle passes through the hole, same hole, and then a loop is pulled and it is transferred into the left needle, and then the 2 stitches are worked together. After that we work 4 number of purl, and then the final loop is being pulled by passing the right needle through the 4th hole. We have to do these steps carefully. And then we work the 2 stitches together. Again the right needle passes through the hole to pull up a loop. Once we get the loop, we are going to work the 2 stitches together, and the final edge stitch is going to be a knit. So this particular row is also complete. Now let us move on to the next row. The edge stitch, I did a purl, then I'm going to do a knit. After that we are going to do the twisting of the stitches. This time I'm going to work from the front side. The third stitch I am going to bring in front of the two stitches. We have to be careful, otherwise the stitch will just slip off our hands. Once the third stitch is brought in front, we are going to work the 3 stitches. We are going to knit all 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Yes, now we are going to work the 3 stitches together, this time from the back side. The third stitch is going to come in the front, and then we work 3 number of knit. So this is the sequence. Now again twisting, the third stitch is going to come in the front and the front stitch is going at the back. Then we work 3 number of knit, and again the twisting of the stitches. The stitch which is present at the end is going to come in the front, and then we work the 3 stitches together. So this is the sequence that is to be followed. We have to work the stitches carefully. Now the last shifting of the stitches is taking place. The third stitch is going to come ahead of the 2 stitches, and then we are going to do 3 number of knit, and the final edge stitch, before that we have 1 stitch which is also going to be a knit, and the edge stitch is going to be a purl. So this row is also complete. Now the edge stitch we did a purl, and then I am going to work 3 number of purl and then 2 number of knit. Here the position of the stitches are changing again. On top of the knit we are going to have the purl, and on top of the purl we are going to have the knit. Two number of knit and 4 number of purl. So that is the sequence we have to keep following. 2 number of knit and 4 number of purl, but this we have reached the edge, so we have only 3 number of purl, and the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So friends, thank you for staying till the end. I hope you all will use this beautiful pattern for your future projects, and as I always say, do not forget to share, subscribe and comment. Do hit the like button if you found the video interesting. If you are new to our channel, do take a moment to subscribe and stay tuned for more of interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye bye.